Hey guys, welcome back. Richie here from HobbyBoss Hobbies. Unboxing of a beast of a kit. 16th scale HobbyBoss Tiger. Oh, heavy box. It's gonna weigh at least 10-15 pounds. Massive, right, 3 foot wide. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so here she is, a massive box. I knew it was a big tank, I knew it was a big kit, but I didn't realize it was this massive. So what we're going to do is open it up, and then we'll go for each box individually, because it's nicely packaged inside. Did take a quick look inside the box. Does look a really nice kit. It is massive. No interior on this one, but it's a pretty reasonable price point. For this day and age, for this much plastic and what you see in the box, it was about $91, I think, from Scale Hobbyist is where I got my kit. The typical ones with interior, like King Tigers, go for about $350 right now. So it gives you an idea of the kind of price range. But I think, seeing like new Airfix Buccaneer 48 scale kit around the same price mark as this, you see there's a lot more plastic in this kit. So let me kind of open this up a little bit here. It's like I'm always falling off my chair trying to take care of this. So it's on the box. It says it's 53 centimeters long. It's going to be 22 wide. And there we go, drop the box. So, this is what you got. Individually boxes, I think it's like 6 or 7 of them, all nicely packaged. So there's no way, this size box we can look on the overhead camera. So like I said, we'd take a pack at a time, look at each one. But just well presented, right? Look how nice that looks. It just looks awesome when you open the box. I'll put it on the floor. I can barely hold that thing. The box is massive. So for my $9 in shipping, I think I got a pretty good deal with that one. So as always, let's kind of go through the instructions here and see what we've got going on. So I did take a quick little glance through the box, and what it might be, I'm not 100% sure, but Heng Long do a metal radio controlled tank in 16th scale. I think this might be modeled off that. There's a few, it's plastic, it's not metal, but there's a few things in here as we go through. There's parts like cogs, and there's a battery cover and stuff, but there's no motor or anything. So I'm not sure what the intention was to sell like a separate kit to motorize it, maybe just go backwards and forwards, or they just took the Heng Long kit. Not exactly sure. If you do know, put comments below. But what I can tell you is it's there's a lot of stuff in here. So for no interior. So we've got Tiger 1 and parts here. And you see there's like a battery door, different cogs and stuff, which do nothing in this kit. They just, I don't know why they're there, to be honest with you. Okay, then moving along, we got the wheels, and you do get nice rubber rims, makes the painting a little bit easier. As you know, with a Tiger, there's tons of wheels, so it probably says here somewhere how many. So you got wheels to do. And there's some screws involved. And then here's a battery door. Again, we've got no battery in this kit, so you just close that up. Yeah, that's just, again, they've molded this on a metal version, I think, of the Heng Long tank, possibly. Suspension arms. Again, we're just going to flip through these pretty quick. It's just wheels. So the first 9 pages of this is just wheels. Tracks, we'll look at in a minute. I think they're plastic, individual links, plastic, not metal. But you do get metal track pins, and it does look like there's ejection pin marks on every single link, which you might have to clean up if you're that diligent. So we'll look at the parts in a minute, but just a heads up. Moving along here, and we are working on some exterior. This is the back, the tank, I believe. Back of the hull. Typical HobbyBoss, right? Some photo etch going on here, some cables, various other parts. Pretty straightforward. Again, there's no interior on this, so we can get here to like the gun mantle. 2-piece, you can get a metal barrel, but it's really cheap. I'm sorry, it's really expensive. It's like $60. I mean, it's almost the same price as a kit, just for the metal barrel from ABBA or ABBA, however you pronounce them. But you do a metal barrel if you want to go down that route. Then working on the turret, again, just obviously the outside. More screws going on here. And got your MG on top. More screws. Again, just whizzing through this. You have a plastic kind of, I'm sure word I'm looking for, cog gear, whatever, cog that goes on, like toothed gear, I guess. Yeah, big gear goes in the bottom. Again, it turns manually, but you don't have a motor to turn any of this stuff. So there's evidence here of maybe something they're planning in the future, or just, again, they just modeled this on the radio controlled version. A few other little parts going on there, and you do get a Zimmerit tool right here, which is handy. So it's photo etch and helps you put your putty or something on the side. I mean, you run that Zimmerit tool across, and it puts the lines in the the pattern in the side here. A little bit of instructions there, but 22 steps. You see that there's a few parts, but someone like myself, it's kind of nice to get going on this thing and then get into painting and weathering, which is the fun part. Making this thing not look like a toy is the key. So plenty of scope for scratch building, and yeah, looks like a cool kit. Again, I don't think it's bad value for money. This was like $65 about 2 years ago, and again, it's a huge kit. If you're looking for 16th scale, this might be a good one, introduction. So again, there we go. Instructions, the decals. I'm not going to open them up, just they only are numbers. That's it. Pretty straightforward. There's not even an iron cross on there, I don't think. No, yeah, there's a couple up there. Callouts. They have a choice of 8. So here's the main one. I say this to every single HobbyBoss or Trumpeter kit I do like an unboxing review on. They don't put what they belong to. Just a little. They've done the research. Just a little sentence or just a couple of words saying, "Hey, 1941 Normandy or 1943 Eastern Front or something." Just a little something. It helps out a little bit. But they don't. They just put 1, 2, and they don't put anything about it. The whitewash version here. Alrighty, moving on. I mean, basically you got all these different types here. I'll just go through. You can see various colors. I'm not sure which one I'll do. One of these two look pretty cool. I might even do like the winter kind of whitewash kind of look. So that's it. Interesting. You always get the little blurb in here with the ads, and this one's November 2021 and it has the 48 scale growler on here. So this means that this kit's been around a few years, but it means this one's been manufactured pretty recently, because I mean, that's what, less than a year ago, this flyer. So that's interesting. It's not been sat on the shelf for like 3 or 4 years. Right, plastic time. Where to start? I guess we'll start A and work our way through. So box number A. And we struck it lucky with the big part first. So there we go. This massive, this gives you the size of this guy. It's going to be pretty cool once it's done. So on my old cutting mat here in centimeters, it's around about, just a hole here, we're looking at about 36 centimeters long. Inches, I don't have inches on this, I think like 13 inches maybe. So this is massive. Now, if you're somebody who likes long scratch building, detail stuff, I mean, you might want to look at some of these with the interior, like King Tiger. It's $300, but you could spend a year on that, just super detailing it. There's that book, Super Tiger book out, where that guy did that, and he talks for everything he did, the scratch building and stuff. Just be careful when you look at these, because a lot don't have interiors, some do. Like I think the T72 is up there in price. It's like $250. It doesn't have an interior. Same the Abrams, the M1A2 and M1A1, about $200, no interior. So just be careful if you want an interior. Just check out some reviews and make sure. But here's that one piece in the box, and it's massive. So you can barely fit on the camera here, but you can see some nice world scenes and stuff along here. But just like with the big scale aircraft, is the key with this is not to make it look like a toy. So plenty of color modulation. I think when I paint this, it'll be done with a rattle can, to prime it for sure, because I don't want to waste 16 pots of Mr. Servicer. I was a little bit optimistic, I think, because I bought LP, Tammy and I'll do a dark brown and the tan kind of color, the yellowy, and I bought 1 tin of each. And I think I need a lot more than 1 tin to cover this beast. But go around here again, you can see the size of this guy. Plenty of scope to work with, nice solid plastic, and there's places for your screws and stuff. Screw this thing together. All right, moving along, box number B. What do we have in this one? I'm guessing the lower part of the hull. And again, well packaged, just one part in the box, and indeed, well, actually got a lot of stuff in here, so let's crack this bag open. Alright, so we got, I'm guessing that's the side skirts, I'm not 100% sure. We've got these guys, I don't need to take on the plastic. The barrel, you see, so the barrel length is about 29 centimeters. 2-piece, so you can have a really nice foot-long seam line on each side to take care of. Yeah, so maybe the metal barrel wasn't bad after all, but there we go. Got a close-up. Again, I don't need to take this out of the bag. It's nothing really to write home about. The lower hull, again, AA batteries. We're obviously not putting batteries in this thing. You know what? If you're into RC stuff, maybe you can do it yourself. Maybe you can add the servos and the mechanisms and stuff to make this go. I don't know, but this thing is solid plastic. And I'm just reaching over here again for this. So put the top on. And there we go. But yeah, one giant chunk of plastic. Alright, what box? C. So alphabetical order. So this box. Guessing wheels. Again, I'm really loving the packaging on this. Running out of space. Yeah, wheels, and they're all pre-cut, which is not on spruce, which is interesting. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it. Looks like there's no, yeah, a little bit of cleanup needed, but they're all pre-cut wheel. Again, Tiger, tons of wheels, bags of this stuff, but all cut, ready to go. Right, that's interesting. But again, wheels. I don't need to take those out of the bag. But again, when it comes to weathering this stuff up, I mean, you really go to town. Like the people at the night shifts of the world, who spend a month on one panel. I mean, look at the size of the wheel there against my hand. You could spend an evening on a wheel easily just weathering that thing if you wanted to, and just detailing it. And got the rubber to go around it, which again makes painting a little bit easier. To be honest with you, I'm not sure my circle template is big enough to spray that big. Next up, box number D. Alright, so a lot of various parts in this one. Tiny sprues and some cut off already. So we got the gun mantle, various parts, suspension arms. This is, I mean, it's so big, I don't really need to necessarily take these out of the bag, so I don't think to look at this. I mean, there's not much detail on it, it's just plastic. tons of screw holes and various holes. Here's your tools and your cable. Doesn't look so bad. I would be maybe, I don't know if I'd be tempted to just replace it with metal cable or not wire, but it's quite thick gauge. But looking to actually shovel, axes, and various other parts. Again, 16 scale, obviously. At the bottom, your photo etch. So, nice. This is really heavy. So you got your grills right here, and then on the back you've got your tools for your Zimmerit. So 16 scale Zimmerit tools. So I'm not sure exactly what each does. I'm sure reading instructions a little bit more detail, I can figure that out. But basically, got tools. You put your putty down like a filet of putty, and then just run it across, and then put those lines and stuff in. And with Zimmerit, obviously, most things in World War II, they just put this thing on in the field. You don't need to be, it doesn't need to be neat and tidy with these, symmetrical lines and stuff. I'm trying to keep this a little bit organized too, because I'm not gonna get this thing back in the box again. I'm gonna have to watch this video back to see how it came packaged. Okay, this is an interesting one. So it's all little parts, like on the back. So close-up camera, you see here it's like very radio control car-ish. So you got all your battery door, you got your various screws, rocket wheel shaft screws, and on the back they've all moved out their compartment a little bit, but you can kind of get an idea what's going on here. So that's very interestingly packed as well. Again, reminiscent of like a Tammy radio control car. Alrighty. Looks like we have 3 more boxes to go. So I think we've got off order a little bit. We're an F right now. I'm guessing from the picture, this is going to be a turret. And indeed it is. So this one we will cut open and take a look. It's massive. So basically the size of my head almost. So there we go. Looking close up, 2 parts, screw holes, again hold this beast together. And if I go get the piece right here, again it'll give you an idea of its kind of size. It's almost like a tray. So again, got nice kind of weld seams, pretty bland on detail. You got a lot of holes, you got a lot of stuff, tank tracks and various things to go on here. But yeah, as it stands, it's pretty much a plain piece of plastic. Again, I'm being kind of a little bit good here, just packing this, helped me immensely doing this, packing it away now, not leaving all this stuff all over the place, because there's no way just being packed in a box. G. It's a very heavy box. I guess this is track. We haven't gone tracks yet, so this is going to be tracks, I guess. And indeed it is. So we've got a giant pack of rubber, actually it's real rubber, for the wheels. And giant bag of tracks and a giant bag of metal pins, which is why the weight is, I think. So metal pins. And let's look at the track. So tons of tracks, and see on the camera. They can fit together with a pin in like that. But it's kind of workable. Looking over the upper side's fine. The lower side you have 1, 2, 3, 4 ejection pins on each one. Now, I don't know if you're really going to see that or not. They're very shallow, so maybe just a swipe of a sounding stick. But if you go take care of 4 on every track, that's probably 100 tracks. You're looking at 400 ejection pin marks to fill. So that's pretty where a lot of your time's going to be. Hold it real close when we get a better idea. You see them there? It's not mega bad, but I think it's enough to just take care of it. Maybe a swipe of a sounding stick and just dab with sprue glue or filler might do it, I think. It's on the inside again, but I think you might just see. I mean, this is a big kit. I think you're going to see it. So I'd be tempted to sit down and maybe do a few a night and get through this slice of heaven right here. So there's your tracks. But yeah, look really good, right? They other than the ejection pin mark, 4 of them. At least they're on the inside, not the outside, I guess. That's one saving grace, right? And finally, we basically have a box, a loose lid with all this behind it. We've got cog. This goes underneath the turret. Some random like parts here. More. And wheels. Again, more. I'm sure we saw these already, but we've got more wheels, pieces right here, various parts. And actually nicely detailed, it's going to take a wash really well. And that is it. So, when I tell you, it's in this day and age, it sounds a lot, but I mean, $91 for what I just showed you, I think is a pretty good deal. You can get this thing put together and get to paint, you know, in hours, not weeks or months, if you wanted to. Or you could spend months and just super detail this thing. You get reference material and all kinds of stuff. Now, I know it comes to Tigers, Whitman Tigers and Tigers. People, you know, go crazy about the accuracy. I'm not into the accuracy thing, so this review is purely just showing you what's inside the box from scale model purpose. I don't know the accuracy of it. I'm not a Tiger expert. For me, it looks like a Tiger, and it'll be fine. But if you know, if we're a few rivets out or whatever, I don't know. But I'm sure at this scale, you can quite easily correct all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it looks. I'm actually really excited to get going on this one. I think I can get started pretty soon too. I've got the see in the corner, I've got the F14 Iranian one, Iranian Persian can I'm working on now. HobbyBoss kit, another HobbyBoss kit. Probably gonna get that one finished first, maybe, and then start working on this guy and see where we go. But I think for me, it's a good little test. I have built 16 scale before. You might have seen I did on the channel. I did the Classy Hobby Stuart tank about a year ago. That turned out really good, but it's obviously a lot smaller, more of a tanklet tank than this guy. It's a lot smaller. This is really a beast. And yeah, it does kind of excite me a little bit about the King Tiger. I might see that in my future. If this goes well, maybe doing a full interior and kind of exploding diagram and stuff. But it's, again, it's a lot of real estate, 16 scale. But yeah, hopefully you found this video interesting. Like I said, just got the kit, but it's been out a few years now. But very impressed and definitely really excited to get going on this one. So thank you as always for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye.